Yeah, this is how we're gonna start the day. Oh, stepped out of the pickup. Oh, boy, that's slippery. Oh, yeah. Hey, that's a sheet of ice right there. I'll be honest with you, my back kind of feels better after that fall. Might have cracked it. One of those falls in a well, eyes go cross-eyed, kicked by a mule, go back to normal. I don't know. One of those kind of situations, you know. We all been there. What a way to start the day, though, honestly. What a way. Now that it's daylight out, yeah, foot stepped right there and whoop. Oh, that's sweet. Anyways, guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Dalton. This is Armstead Farms. We are dairy farmers here in Western New York, right at the peak of Wyoming, Genesee, and Livingston counties. Just got my morning routine done. So those of you guys who are new to the channel, every morning when I get here, I walk the fresh cows. I move any new fresh cows into our fresh cow lactating group, and I clean that barn, the dry cows and the fresh group. After that, I like to head home and I take my daughter to school. It's kind of my thing. Got a little incident. Let's show you what we got here. All right, well, the old black Chevy here, GMC's two-wheel drive, and she's needs a little tug, I guess. That was close. Have to use the old Dodge to pull her out here. It wasn't too bad. Gave him a little tug, but as I was saying, when I'm done with my morning routine every morning, obviously on the weekdays, I like to take my daughter to school. She has the option to ride the school bus, but it's kind of one of those things I enjoy doing. Her and I have a lot of fun in a little 5-minute ride. It only takes 15 minutes to run home, grab her, and run her down to the school. So that's what we're gonna head and do now. I'm not actually sure what we've got on the docket for today here, but we'll find out when we get back. But avoided crisis, not hitting the fence. That's a good morning. Putting a little bit of fuel in the truck and on we go. All right, well, we're back now. Just talked to Jack on the phone. He wanted me to see what the status of this lagoon was, if there was enough in here to pump, which I'm sure there is. I'm gonna take one of these boards down and we'll try to get a bit of a measurement as to how much is in there. I haven't got a measuring bar in here yet. That's just a metal pipe with a rod that sticks out every foot, just so when you look at the wall you can see exactly how much is in there. But manure hasn't stopped flowing in here, so I'd have to think there's definitely enough in here to pump. It's just a matter of getting the lagoon pump in here. I'll have to move these boards out of the way, and because this isn't filled in yet, it might be a bit of a swing to get it in. Also, with those legs frozen out, I don't know if it'll fit through the gate here or not. We're gonna have to figure that out as well. I guess first things first, I'm gonna take one of these boards down and we'll get a measurement, a rough idea as to how many feet we have in here. Again, 4.5 million gallons. So even if there's 4 feet, you're still looking at over 1 million gallons in there. So we're gonna go ahead and see what happens, and assuming there's enough in here to try, we'll get the pump down here, and it'll be our first time climbing over this wall. And we'll just make sure that that's gonna work too, because this is a 16-foot wall, which means it's 4 foot higher than the other than the other lagoon. All right, well, about 3.5 feet. So it's not really. And I'll talk to Jack and we'll see. There's definitely enough manure in here. We could pump for, you know, probably at least 2 days, especially if I'm hauling with just one truck. So it's 4.5 million on 16 foot, 3 foot, you know, 4 would be a quarter, which would be 1.125. So, I mean, we're sitting around 1 million gallons, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know. I know a lot of you guys think we're crazy for moving manure in the winter, especially when we got this much storage, but frankly, we have PTSD. Most winters around here, at least on average of the last, 5 to 10, we don't really get frozen weather. Enough to freeze the ground, solid enough to get out there. And we've had issues of, gosh, lagoons are full. Fields are muddy, too muddy to spread. And I'd say probably 3 of the last 4 years, we end up ruining at least 1 or 2 fields. Just rutting it in, mudding it in. It's not enjoyable. It's not good for the fields. It's not good for the equipment. We've even hired in a dragline system before when it was muddier, thinking they're going to float better than a tank would, obviously, and they did, but they still made a mess. Like, there's no good scenario spreading when it's muddy. So we made a rule. If you can spread, you spread. If you're going to be losing nutrient value, yes, but you spread. When you can spread, you spread, you spread. Period. End of story. That's how we do it. Because from our experience, we've lost more yield trying to mud in corn because we waited than when we spread on frozen ground or a little bit of snow. Top spreading, yeah, you lose some nutrients, but at least you're not compacting the hell out of the fields. You're not rutting it up. You're not making a mess of stuff. When we can go right now, compaction will be 0 issue, simply because the ground is rock solid. Doesn't matter what we drive across these fields, it's not going to compact the fields. We're not going to be leaving any ruts. So when we get in there into the spring, the fields are in a much better condition than if we were to wait. Now, the argument is, what if you get good weather when the conditions are ideal and you can inject and you're not spreading on frozen ground? Yeah, that's a risk we're not willing to take because we have been bit in the rear end year after year after year waiting for right conditions. Also, you guys are going to say, well, let the lagoons get full and hire in help, hire in a dragline, hire in a trucks. Besides the money, guys, I've talked to this many times. It's a big financial investment to hire in trucks and drag lines, which we do hire in trucks and we have hired in drag lines. It's not that we won't do that. Those guys don't want to come here. They want to go to these farms that are milking 3,000, 4,000 cows where they can go and sit there and they could pump for a week straight. Usually when they come here, they're done in a day. They'll do it, but boy, we'll be last on their list, especially with sand bedding. We're not the favorites to come in and help, which I'm not complaining. I completely understand. That's business. If I was them, I'd rather go to a farm that I could pump 10 million gallons at too. But I'm just letting you guys know, in the past, we've also been bit in the rear waiting for a dragline system to show up, and it'll be here next week. And then, we got stuck here. We're going to be another week. We're going to be another week. Now we're full. Now what do? Now we're trying to spread when we should be plowing, when we should be planting corn. With the number of guys that we have on this farm, the fact that we're doing cow work and crop work with the same people means when it's time to go, it's time to go. When it's time to get corn in the ground, we have to get corn in the ground. That is a higher priority to us than saving manure for spring. Now this isn't as big of a high priority, but also we're not overly busy. So it's a good time right now. We've got a couple guys freed up. If we can move manure, we're going to move manure, period. That's how we do it. So yeah, that's the reasoning behind what we're doing here. So I'm going to go talk to Jack and see what he wants to do. we'll go at it from there. All right, so what I'm gonna do today, I'm just gonna get the pump backed in here to make sure that the pump will get backed in. You know, to make sure everything is good. We're gonna get the load stand down here. I just had to move these boards out of the way because you back in right here. There were some boards, there's one that's frozen in the ice, but that's not gonna bother. I just kind of moved them over. I'm not actually sure the concrete guys are coming back for them or not. Not really sure. So I'm just gonna go up, I'm gonna get the pump pulled down here. We're gonna see if she'll go. Like I said, I'm not sure. Those of you guys who watched yesterday's video, my legs, the expandable legs on that pump are frozen out. So it might actually be too wide to fit through. If that's the case, I will have to get some torches or heat it up or figure something out. I'm not really sure. I also had to, I put a little bit of stone down on the driveway right there. So just the other day, they ran the last pipe, the drain pipe from the bunk. There's a 12-inch water line. They had to run that down into the lagoon. So there was a little trench there. I kind of filled that in. That's gonna need to be continuously filled in and packed in to keep it smooth. But that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna get this set in. One of the guys that milks is sick. He just called in. So we're adjusting guys around. So we're not gonna have the manpower to haul manure today, which is totally fine. Like I said, it wasn't high priority to begin with. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. All right, well, she got out in there. I had to have Jack come over and kind of spot me because it is kind of hard to see. But she's in there. I'm gonna leave it up out for right now. I'm gonna go get the load stand down here. We'll get that hooked up and go from there. That makes me happy. I wish this gate was twice as wide because that was a tight fit. Granted, the legs were extended out. If they were extended in, that would have been less tight. Also, as soon as this is all filled in, I can just pull out and back straight in. That's going to make a world of difference. Trying to crank it around is what was fun, but it fits, which makes me very happy because I was not going to say I was nervous, but boy, those legs didn't look long enough, but they were. There's like 6 inches of ice on top of this. So I had to lift the pump up a little bit and then it finally broke through. But then backing up through, you could see where it cut the notches. That's a lot of torque on those walking bars there. So yeah, but we're in. Just talking to Jack. Tomorrow it's supposed to warm up to 40. I'm gonna take the bulldozer around this driveway, get this whole driveway smoothed out good. This is concrete from about where that board there is all the way around. But coming up to that concrete is gravel. And then over here, like I said earlier, I just took the payloader and kind of smeared some gravel in there. But yeah, if I could take the bulldozer and get this all smoothed out. I got a couple tires here to pick up yet. When we were digging, crossing this with the excavator, whether it was us or the construction guys, we didn't want the excavator crossing the concrete, so we had tires spread out here. But I gotta get those picked up too. So yeah, fun. I'm gonna go get the load stand moved down and the hose, and we'll go from there. Like I said, we're gonna be filling in, swapping jobs around a little bit because one of the milkers got sick. There's a bug going around. My kids have it. Well, had it. Only my middle son has it now, so that's good. Hopefully, knock on wood, I don't get it. I've avoided it. Hopefully we can keep it that way. bungeed right up tight there. Load stand here. There's going to be enough room for me to load, but it'll definitely be nice when that's all filled in. Got my hose set up over here. It's a little wrinkly just because it's frozen, but should be good. I put a slight angle on this side just because with the duals on the tractor, I like in the way the angle of the hose is. I didn't want this pipe to be angled like this. I wanted it to be straight out front. So I put, I don't know what degree that is, a 45 on this end. So it comes straight off and then 45's up. I would like to, although I can't because that would move that gate. It'd be nice if I could have loosened these up and moved these hinges this way so this gate would open up all the way. Like, this is kind of silly to have it so it only opens up that far, which I guess that gate doesn't clip into anything. It's just chained on. So if I were to twist those so that shut, there would just be a bigger gap right here, which wouldn't be the end of the world. Something to think about for the future. So yeah, got it lowered down in. Pump's not going to freeze because it's down in there. Tomorrow it's supposed to get up to 45. I might try to screw with that agitation gun, see if I can get it freed up. Just got yelled at by Dad. He said I should have thought it out before I backed in, which I probably should have. But with this much in here, I don't think I'm going to get any more sand out by stirring than just sucking stuff out. And if I happen to get all the liquid out, we'll get down in there with the loader and we'll scrape what little bit of sand there will be out. But like I said, I don't foresee it being any major issues, but we'll find out. I'm sure I'll be wrong. But oh well. So this project is finished up. The 8200 ready to rock. I would like to someday run electric. I should have thought of this before, but if we could have ran electric underground from the barn and had electric on the post there so we could plug it in. For now, I can run an extension cord over. Monday, Tuesday, supposed to be upper 20s, so I'm not overly concerned about it starting, but it would be nice to have it plugged in. So that's something I'm already thinking we should have done. But yeah, that stream coming in never stops. It's kind of always is coming. All right, guys, well, it's after lunch now. I got to get this spreader unhooked and hook up to that bale grinder. I got to chop straw again. I know it seems like I've been doing this a lot lately. We just put in a pound of straw into our whole herd's ration. The haylage that we're feeding right now is a little higher in moisture, a little butyric-y. So just to keep gut health up and the ration properly balanced, we put a little bit of straw in it, which requires us actually to chop about twice as much as we were using before. So I'm gonna get this unhooked. We'll hook up to the grinder and we will get that under motion here. So on this bale grinder here, you can adjust the speed of that tub and how fast it turns. So this straw, I don't know if it was along the headland or what, it's a little tough. I don't know if we baled it with the dew on a little bit. It's not moldy, it's not dusty. It's just harder bales. It was kind of chopping, making that tractor grunt a little bit. And I actually sheared a pin on the PTO shaft. This grinder does not have a slip clutch. There's a company up in Elba that does a lot of PTO stuff, sprocket stuff like that. I'm drawing a blank on their names. I've only been there twice, but I'd like to talk to them about putting a slip clutch on the machine. It's actually how we took the PTO out of that 4840 and why it's split apart now. This thing hit harder than a rock and it just boom, blew the seals out, took a bearing out, broke a tooth. So you see I got that thing slowed right down, which is still chops good. But yeah, I got to figure something out with that. Anyone who runs a roto grind, let me know. I know the new ones have adjustable, I don't know if it's PTO torque, what it's called, that you plug in and that automatically adjusts tub speed based off the RPMs of your tractor, something along those lines. This is one of the original. This is an old roto grind. And no, we're not looking to spend $100 grand and upgrade it. So let me know if anyone's ever put a slip clutch on an older one like this in the comments there. But I definitely think I'm going to have to, because I don't want to break tractors. That's one thing, under power, I'd take the PTO out of this tractor. Boy, that's going to be quite a bill. Not that the one for the 4840 isn't. That's going to be quite a bill too, but I promise you it's going to be a lot more if we got to do something to one of these tractors. And yes, the slip clutch should break, or the shear pin should snap, but boy, sometimes when she hits hard enough, yeah, you cause issues. So yeah, we're just getting after it here, but definitely slows things down, and you got to slow that tub down. All right, guys, well, turn my radio down. We got straw chopped, kind of did those night chores, and everything this afternoon went real smooth. So we're gonna get out of here a little bit early tonight, which works out. My daughter does karate, big karate, speaks Japanese. I'm not even joking. She's done like 6 classes, and she knows numbers and words, and I don't know. I certainly don't speak Japanese, but yeah, so my daughter's in karate. So I actually get to leave a little bit early and get cleaned up instead of just a quick 2-minute shower like I usually have to take before I take the kids anywhere. So that's kind of exciting. So anyways, guys, this is gonna do it for the video. I'm not actually sure how long the video is gonna be because I don't remember. I don't remember what all I filmed today, but all in all, it was a really good day. Hit that like and subscribe button, guys. See you guys in the next one. Rock on.